Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Daggett. Today I'm going to be showing you how to draw a Japanese style Foo Dog, a traditional style Japanese design. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Let's jump into the overhead. Let's go. Okay guys, welcome back to the table. Like I said, today we're going to be drawing a Japanese style Foo Dog in sort of a traditional Japanese style, although there may be some variances that have come in over time with my own sort of drawing style. So we're going to be using Fabriano hot press watercolor paper as usual, and we're going to be starting off in landscape and using a mechanical pencil as our guideline tool. So to start off this one, we're going to be drawing an oval. The oval is going to go in around here with the long ends of the oval here and here. And it's not a very stretched oval, okay? So it's a bit closer to a circle, but with a slight oval shape to it. Now we're going to come in and draw a center line in, following our oval curve. Coming across, we're going to draw in a spot for our eyes. Now just on or just underneath that line that we drew, we're going to do two small circles for the eyes. Down and slightly to the left, a bigger circle, which will be a placeholder for our nose. Underneath the nose, we're going to draw in the guideline shape for our mustache. So we're going to come up, cutting into that circle where we're going to draw the nose, back down, and then from outside that line, just bring a curve in like that. And you want to do the same thing on the other side of the nose. From here, you're going to draw a circle in probably 2 or 3 centimeters or a couple of inches back from the eye and down. You're just going to draw a circle in. This will give us a shape for our cheek later on. And pretty much just straight down from the mustache there, we're going to draw an oval and then connect the oval to our cheek shape, and this will give us our bottom jaw. And we're just going to use a nice curved line that comes in and back out, joining into that circle. Okay, from here we're going to put in a shape for our ears. So coming up to behind the eye line and just above the back of the cheek here, we're going to come and draw a V or a triangle sort of shape and link it at the bottom with a curved line. So it's sort of like a semicircle and a triangle put together. That'll give us a shape for our ear. And on the other side of the head, you want to do the same thing, but you'll see a little bit less of that shape because it's behind the head. Okay, to form the shape on the top of the head here, we're going to just draw a line up and down, so it's a curve like that. And from behind it, we're going to come up and do a curve that comes out and down as well. Now to put in a few more placeholders before we start getting into details, we're going to put in some general shapes for the beard area of the Foo Dog here. So just underneath the bottom circle we did here, the bottom oval that we did here, we're going to do a very similar shape to our mustache. Coming into the center and then out from the center. Just this curved shape here. We'll do a line that follows the jawline up. And then we'll just do some circles. It doesn't matter where they go. We're going to change these as we go. But this will just give you a real rough idea of where things might sit. So we'll just do some circles like that. To put in the spots that we're going to draw, you're just going to do some circles and some semicircles where the lines get cut off by the outline of the drawing. We're going to mark in the general shape of our eyebrows as well. They're going to be, again, similar to the mustache. The nice thing about drawing Foo Dogs is once you get the hair down, it's all pretty much smooth sailing from there, because most of the design is going to rely on you being able to do those hair shapes. So you can see what I've done here is I've drawn those mustache shapes above the eyes, but I've not connected them in the middle. I've left a gap. Okay, starting in at the nose. We're going to go just above our little mustache line there and draw in our nostrils. The first one will just be a little oval, like that. And you want that pointed towards this eye. The other one will be a little oval pointed towards the other eye. Coming from just behind the nostril here, we're going to come up. Do a little curved line like that. It's going to have a slight dip in the middle. Coming in from just behind the nose, you're going to do basically the same line you did at the top of the nose. And then just behind that, a little curve like that. To give us our mustache shape, it's pretty simple. I am going to turn the page slightly. I'm sorry if that confuses viewers a little bit, but I find it's in my opinion, the only way to get these shapes right and make them look smooth and flowing. So starting at this line where this ended here, we're going to come in and draw a curve or a spiral that then points back up towards the nose. And just following the shape of our mustache, you're going to draw in layered lines like that. Okay, so they're just little curved lines. On the other side, you're going to do a similar thing. Coming in from the top, you're going to come out and draw your curve in at the back. And then you're going to come in and do your lines like that. To join the mustache sort of back up, we can come in from behind here, draw in a couple of curved lines, and on the other side. Okay, so coming in to do the eyebrows now. Again, we're going to turn our page, and you're basically just copying the shape you did for your mustache. So coming in at the end here, doing a little swirl that flicks up towards the top, and then following that shape along, just flicking those little curves off to give you the eyebrow shape. Now coming in from underneath this eyebrow, you're going to draw a curved line that comes up like that. Following off from that line, you can do another curve and another curve, and then one more that intersects with the left eye. That'll give us sort of the bumpy flesh in between the eyes. That'll make this guy look really gnarly, and you just want to connect the nose up with that as well. We're going to come in from underneath the first eye here and do a small bump, and then behind that bump we're going to come out again and do nearly the exact same shape, and then follow that curved line straight down for the front of our eye, straight down for the back of the eye. To do the other side, you're going to come in from the outside of the eye and do a little S curve. So we have a bump here that slides down towards the back, and then a straight line down for the outside of our eye. And then from the outside edge of your eye, come in and do a bump, and from underneath that bump you can join it down into the mustache like that. So following our curve at the top of this circle here, we're going to come down and then follow along this curve here, just like that. And then from the top of the bottom of the mustache here, you can come down and around. And to draw in the teeth, we're going to go ahead and do a big tooth at the back here. You can have it pointing down, pointing up, depends on the style you're going for and how you want this to look. I'm going to do this one pointing down. You're just doing an upside down triangle that's a little bit curved, pretty much the same way we always draw teeth. And in front of that I might do another one, and then we'll draw the main teeth in. So they're going to go from about here to here. So to do that, we'll draw in our first tooth like that, and then we'll just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we fit 5 in there. And then we'll have another canine tooth there. Okay, coming in off the bottom jaw here, we're going to do the same thing. I want the teeth to go from here to here. To draw the tongue in, we can come up and back down in a curve like that, so the tongue is curling back. And you can draw a little line in the center for that one. And then from behind that, a curved line that goes up and back into the head. To draw the beard area at the bottom, you're going to basically copy what we did for the mustache. It's really simple. Like I said, we'll turn the page a little bit to get a better angle to work from. We'll draw a curve that looks like a spiral. Underneath the bottom row of teeth, you're going to want to do some lips. So coming out from the outside of that tooth and just following the bottom curve of your mouth. Now coming in at the bottom of the jaw here to complete the back area of the mouth, you're basically just going to do some little curves of hair following that outer line that we drew. And we might bring them up to about here. Like that. And like I said, they're just simple little curved lines, sort of like stretched C shapes or brackets, I guess. And you're just drawing them one after the other, sort of layering them and overlapping them. And then to start drawing in your big sort of puffy area around the cheek, you can start doing the same thing you did with the mustache and doing big swirls. So for this one here, come in like that, maybe draw a couple of curves behind it, indicating there's some hair that come out from underneath. And then this is where it gets difficult and interesting at the same time, and you're going to go in and draw these swirls all over this area, adding in lines for the hairs. And this is where I said it's kind of difficult to explain what to do here. It's a little bit abstract, and you just have to play around with it and find your own style of doing it. But I will demonstrate some of it to you. So we'll turn the page, and I'm going to go ahead and do some of these swirls. And you can just follow the same patterns I'm doing to get your shapes. Okay, so I've gone ahead and drawn in all of the areas for the beard and the cheek area, which is covered in nice big curly hairs. Like I said before, this is something that's just going to take some playing around with. There's no basic way for me to explain how to do this other than copy the mustache. You're basically doing swirls and then following off of those swirls with curved lines to give you these nice big curls of hair. And this is how they're pretty much always drawn. So if you're drawing a Foo Dog, a Baku, a horse dragon, or a longma, or a lion, even just some dragons, koi dragons, Japanese turtles, like anything that has the sort of curly, big curls of hair in the designs, or anything you want to add the big curls of hair in your designs, this is the way to do it. It's just going to take some work and figuring out how to make these flow. Okay, to do the ears, we're going to do a curve that joins in with the top edge of our ear. And that point where the triangle was is going to become smooth and drop straight down. And for the bottom of the ear, we're just going to do some flicks. And we're going to do those flicks all the way back. To do our spots on top of the head and also along the body, if you're doing the body, this is just like a pattern that they usually draw on them. What we're going to do is follow our circle shapes, and we're going to do something similar to the inside of a cherry blossom. So I'm just going to be demonstrating it on this small one here, and you're going to do the exact same thing going all the way around. You're going to do these little lines. That's it. But going around the circle, and continuing to spiral those little lines towards the center. Okay guys, so as I said, the next part of the tutorial for this one is probably the hardest to describe. I'm going to try my best to show you a few examples, but then you're sort of on your own for this one. Like I said, it's just a style thing, like messing around with the shapes and stuff can take a little bit of time. So we're going to come in from behind the curve of the head here. And we're going to do a curved line that intersects with that line. Drawing in a nice big swirl. Like that. Coming from behind the ear. We can follow that swirl all the way around. And then behind that, you can do some nice big curves. And they're going to be like big swirls of hair. And you're basically going to go around and do that all over the place. And you can make this mane as big or as little as you want it. Have as many swirls. Some people like to do really tight, small swirls. Some people like to do really big ones like the ones I'm doing today. It's a style thing. Like I've said before, you can play around with it and just see what you like to do. And also mess around with the orientation of them. So you can see this swirl faces up, this one faces down. And this will depend on which way your hair is sort of flicking. So you can play around with it and change up the look of your design completely just by messing around with that feature. So now I'm going to go around and draw in the swirls. Alright guys, I've drawn most of the mane in for this guy, but there are still a few little things, a few little details to go through. So we're going to draw in some loose strands of hair now. So we've got these big bundles of curly hair, but of course if the wind's flowing, some of those hairs are going to be flowing around all over the place, and you're going to make it look a little bit crazy. And you can't do all of your swirls until you've done some of these, because they might overlap as well. So we're going to start coming at the bottom here, and we'll do our first one. So we might come down and do an S shape like that. It's a really stretched out S shape. Now, starting wider at the base, we're going to come in and follow our S shape, tapering it towards the end and making it just a little bit longer. And we'll keep doing that until we reach the desired length, which will be right here. And then we'll start to shorten them again, going back towards the head. Like that. And that gives us a little tuft of loose hair, which you can then go in behind. And if you want to, you can go in behind it and add in another curl. And then maybe in front of that, we're going to have some more loose hairs. So we can come in and draw our tapering lines like that for our loose hairs. Okay guys, that's our general outline finished. So we've done all of the hair, we've done the face, and now it's time to ink. Like I said, there's some different style things you can do here, playing around with the type of hair. I don't like to change the structure of the face too much. I like to keep it kind of traditional looking at the most part, but you can mess around with the hair a little bit and make it your own. We're going to go through and start lining this now. So I'm using my Artline fine liners here. We're using a 0.8 for all of my big lines, 0.5 for all the smaller lines, and I'm going to maybe even go in with a 0.3 to do some of those flowing hairs. There's nothing specific about outlining this. It's the same way that I outline nearly everything else that I do, so I'm not going to bore you with the process. I'm going to go ahead and outline this, and we're going to jump straight into the next section. Okay guys, as you can see, the outline is finished and I've inked everything. I think it looks really, really cool. We're going to go ahead and color this one in. We're going to start shading in black as always. So we're using an Ecoline brush pen in black. And of course, one of my handy little watercolor brushes to blend all of the shading and blend the colors as well. We'll start with this spot underneath the ear, for example. And we're just going to shade in solid black behind the beard hair area here. And then we're going to blend that out to white, leading down behind here. And with our blacks, we're either going to be blending out to grey or to white every single time. Okay, I'm going to flip the page a little bit here. Coming in from behind this line on the head, we're going to do a little bit of black. And blend that out. Blending it out to white. And we'll do the same on the back ear. Coming in behind the front ear here, we're going to do a line of black, tracing pretty much over the top of that line. And then we're going to work on blending that out. Coming down to the front of the face here, we're going to do a bit of shading behind the nose. So just applying a little bit of black behind the nose there. And then gently fading that out from black. And you're going to do the same thing coming in from behind the nose here. Now coming in from this area where the eye is, the corner of the eye and underneath that brow, we're going to do some black and blend that out to white again. Following on from here, we're going to do some black in the crease behind the eye. So you can see what I'm doing to build this up is gradually adding layers of black where I think a heavier shadow might be. And then just blending that out to a nice white or grey tone so that it has a smooth transition between the black and whatever colour I intend on overlaying. And this gives us that really traditional look with lots of nice heavy black shading. So look, rather than boring you with the whole process, what I'm going to do now is go ahead and shade this whole thing in. If you want a more in-depth tutorial on how to shade these things, do let me know. I'm sort of just playing it by ear and doing this the best that I know how to do, but I can do a more in-depth tutorial if you'd like. Just let me know in the comments down below. So we're going to start by doing all of the hair, okay? The spots, all of the beard and mustache and eyebrows, and all the hair around the back. And then we'll jump in and do the face. So starting out for that, we're going to be using our deep yellow in our Ecoline brush pen range. And we're also going to be using our deep orange in the Ecoline brush pen range. We're basically going to blend out from orange to yellow for all of these. And for the spots, we're going to do basically solid orange, maybe with a little bit of yellow around the edges. So the deep yellow is going to be our main color, and the deep orange is going to be our shadow color for all of the hair. I will demonstrate how to do this for some of it, and then you can go ahead and basically do that along the rest of the drawing, because the process is going to be exactly the same and it won't change. It's basically going to remain exactly the same for all of the hair. We're basically going to come in with our orange. And do a little bit of colouring at the bottom. Use our watercolour brush to blend that out. And you're blending it out to white. Just like that. And then take your deep yellow and go straight back into your orange. Okay, and that will basically blend your two colours together. And you want to do this for all of the hair going around. And just make sure you're layering your lights and your darks so that you can sort of see what's going on at all times. I'm going to go ahead and go around doing all of the hairs in this way. And we'll see you in the next part, okay? Okay, so as you can see, I've done all of the hair, that orange and yellow tone. This gives it that real golden look, and I think it makes it look really beautiful. So we're going to go in now and do everything that will be in Carmine, which is our pink Ecoline brush color, and Scarlet, which is our red Ecoline brush pen color. So the things that will be in Scarlet, red, will be our pupils for this one. So just the two dots in the center. That was nice and easy, wasn't it? And we're also going to do the tongue in this color. The tongue is pretty straightforward. You're just coloring over the top of your black shading for the most part. And for the part that's at the front of the mouth, the curled back bit, we'll color straight over our black shading and just leave a little white highlight along the edge. Okay, now we're going to go in with our carmine, which is our pink sort of color. And the first 3 areas, or the main 3 areas, will be just behind the eye here, which can be solid pink. Inside of the nostrils can be solid pink as well. And for the gums, for the top teeth, we're going to do a little bit of pink in the area for where our mustache is. And then take our watercolor brush and just blend that down a little bit. Okay, we're pretty much at the end of this, guys. There's one last thing to do, is choose the color of your Foo Dog. The actual face of your Foo Dog and the body of your Foo Dog. For this one, I'm going to be using an Ecoline brush pen in Sky Blue. Okay, you can do the face whatever color you'd like. Contrast it with your hair. Blue, oranges and yellows work really well together. Blue and red work really well together. But blue and orange are complementary colors, so yeah, they tend to work really well together and they have a lot of contrast. So you can go ahead and choose your colors. If you did the mane a different color, then you might want to use a different color for the face. One more thing, I did forget to mention the bottom lip needs to be colored in pink as well, so we're going to use the carmine for that too. Okay, we're pretty much finished. We're going to go ahead and do all of our blues now. It's pretty straightforward. Anywhere there's a hard edge or where you think the light would be hitting, just leave a little highlight. Otherwise it's solid blue. And you can always shade from a dark blue to a lighter blue, of course, to get your contrast in there. That is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Please leave a comment in the comment section down below letting me know what you'd like to see next time. If you have a request for a certain drawing tutorial or a drawing challenge or something along those lines, maybe another art tips video, that was quite popular. Head on over to Facebook at Daggett Designs to check out my online portfolio and see what upcoming work I have going on. Make sure you like this video today, guys. Hit the subscribe button down below and do not forget to hit the notification bell. That way you can keep up with whenever a new video comes out and you'll know exactly what I'm doing when I'm doing it, and I can stay in touch with you guys and keep making great content. So it's completely up to you guys. Hit the subscribe button and the videos will keep rolling. Alright guys, I'll see you next time. Bye.